a lot of us don't believe that she has actually even proven that that bump was containing a child.
Oh, well, I'm not sure about that. You think that she wasn't pregnant?
I think there's a possibility that it was a moon bump.
Right, okay. You do need to have evidence for that. One last point. Did Princess Diana have an affair behind Prince Charles's back?
Yes. 2025 will go down as the year that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry tried to expose their two young children to the world and then lied about it. At number 13 on our countdown of the worst moments of 2025, we have Meghan, who, remember, alongside Harry, has campaigned for years about the apparent evils of social media and the need to protect children, posting images of her children's faces, Archie and Lily, on, wait for it, Instagram, then pretending it was a mistake.
2025 is shaping up to be a defining year for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, a year marked by renewed scrutiny and hardened opinions, particularly around Meghan Markle. That divide was on full display as Dan Wootton clashed with Kezia Noble during a recent Superstar panel discussion, joined by Based and Bougie. The exchange reflected a broader debate now firmly established across British and international media.
Commercialize her children to pimp them out for financial gain, and I'm not being sucked in by it at all. So this Halloween video, actually, the first time it went up online, revealed Archie and Lily's face for the first time in 3 years. Can you believe that? It was the first time Lily's face has been fully shown since 2022, when an official portrait was released for her birthday. Archie has not been shown in a photo since the Sussexes Christmas card in 2021, although there was that picture of the two of them, which appeared in the architectural digest behind an image of Gloria Steinem. But as I say, Harry might be sucked in by this. Oh, it was just a mistake. But trust me, this is all part of Meghan's grand plan. Based and Bougie, the problem is this woman needs money, and she needs money fast, because this year she lost virtually every deal she'd had. The business has completely tanked. And so where does she know that there's easy money to be made? Well, it's through her children. And this is something that lots of celebrities do, right? I mean, there's money to be made through kids, through celebrity kids. But the big issue she's got is that Harry has become the biggest campaigner in the world to say parents are irresponsible if they show their children on social media. The social media giants are attempting to exploit children at every opportunity. So she's trying to navigate this bizarre path of keeping her husband happy while also exploiting her children. Now, I think it's sick. I think it's twisted. I think Harry is a complete weakling, because if he meant a word that he said, he wouldn't still be with his wife, because she is putting the children out there. By the way, we've seen enough of their faces now to be very clear exactly what they look like. But by the way, they remain in the British line of succession. They remain a prince and princess. So I'm sorry to have to tell Prince Harry and Meghan this. If you want your children to remain prince and princess, we, as the British public, actually have a right to see them. Now, I would actually argue that they should not be in the line of succession, that we do not even know for sure that she gave birth to those children, and that given that they live in the United States of America, they have no connection with our country, with our royal family whatsoever. So I'd have them taken out of the line of succession anyway. But while they remain prince and princess, while they remain in the line of succession, actually, we should be able to see their faces anyway. But this ridiculous game playing is fooling no one.
Dan Wootton argued that public sympathy for Meghan and Prince Harry has declined, particularly in Britain. He suggested that repeated media projects and perceived inconsistencies have led to growing public fatigue rather than hostility. Kezia Noble strongly disagreed, pushing back against what she described as unfair standards applied to Meghan. She argued that much of the criticism ignores the pressures Meghan faced within royal life and risks oversimplifying a complex situation. The exchange was sharp, direct, and revealing. If you appreciate balanced reporting and clear context on royal affairs, do consider subscribing to Royal Household. We focus on facts, not frenzy.
What did you make of it?
And this is why I say that if you are planning to start any kind of brand, just be true to yourself.
Yes.
Because the problem with
Authentic.
people, exactly. The problem with people in Hollywood is that they are so fabricated and so inauthentic, and they have to fake stories and do the most desperate things for attention. And I'm not being funny, but whinge and ginge, if you're so, adamant about protecting your children, how about you go to Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian at that Christmas party and tell them to cover up north?
Yes.
So I'm not sure the way, but this is what I mean when I say the reason why the Kardashians have even taken that route is because they're inauthentic. They've run out of things to
Or
do.
Beyonce and Jay-Z, who are
Exactly.
parading their 12-year around looking like she's a 25-year-old hussy.
Exactly. They've run out of things to do. But when you just stay true to yourself and true to the truth, you can never run out of, what's the word that they use? Clout. Do you understand? But they're becoming so desperate. And it's because they decided to take this route of just lying all the time. And no one advocates for them anymore.
Kezia, what did you make of this?
We're going to lock horns, me and you here. I'm a bit of a team Meghan.
Oh,
Even here?
God.
No, I don't think she's perfect. I think, this is something I wouldn't personally do, is put my children, on social media.
But the thing is, I don't care if someone puts their
Yes,
children on
okay.
social media. It's about the fact she put her children on social media, then deleted them, and then tried to pretend she didn't mean to do it. It's like,
Yes. Yeah,
you're nuts.
Well, she's probably not the smartest person on the planet, I don't think.
So why do you like her?
I think there's a witch hunt for her. I do. I think, look, I'll put it to you. Did you like Princess Diana?
Loved her.
Okay, so why don't you like Meghan? Very similar.
No, they're totally different.
Can I give you why I think
They're
this?
totally different. Well,
So-
let me just answer your
Okay,
question
sure,
first,
sure.
because they are completely different, and I'll tell you why they're different. Because you say there's a witch hunt against Meghan Markle. No. The reason why we try and expose Meghan Markle is because she launched the most despicable witch hunt against the British royal family, which is an institution that I believe in and want to exist. She
Yes.
described the British royal family
Yes.
as racist. It was a lie, Kezia. It was a lie. Harry has even retracted that fact. Now, Diana, let's look to her iconic Panorama interview with Martin Bashir, even though there's a whole load of issues around how the BBC obtained that interview. But let's just look at the facts of that interview. Diana's campaign was never against the British royal family. It was never against the monarchy. It was against one man. It was against her former husband, now King Charles. She wanted the throne, the crown, she wanted to pass directly from Queen Elizabeth II to Prince William. But she was not trying to destroy the British monarchy, Kezia, and that's a big difference.
So it is different times. We're talking about a 30-year almost difference, okay, of what people are talking about now and what they're talking about then, and how much space you had of what you could say. Okay, so maybe she couldn't reveal everything in those days.
No, I think she
There was more
believed in the British
restriction.
royal family.
Possibly. I don't know. If you say so, I wouldn't know. But I do feel that before this happened, before that she accused the royal family of being racist, I think the witch hunt was already started. And I have seen evidence of this. So there's a picture, and there's two pictures. The first one is of Kate. And by the way, I like Kate. So when I say Team Meghan, I'm not really Team Meghan. I like both of them. And so Kate was pregnant with one of her children, and she was wearing a nice dress, and she was like rubbing her belly. And they said the title was Nurturing Expected Mother, something really nice and positive. And Meghan had the exact same picture, and they said, look at her trying to draw attention to her pregnant belly.
These comparisons have been
But she's
everywhere,
not done,
right?
I don't think
They've
I know,
been
but I don't-
everywhere, and you can
but Meghan-
easily pick and choose headlines, because remember, there were loads of headlines about Catherine describing her as weighty Katie, really horrible things.
Okay.
Now, the reason behind Meghan and her bump is because a lot of us don't believe that she has actually even proven that bump was containing a child.
Oh, well, I'm not sure about that. You think that she wasn't pregnant?
I think there's a possibility that it was a moon bump.
Right, okay. You do need to have evidence for that, though.
Well,
That's
I've
just
discussed.
speculation.
No, I've
Okay,
discussed this
I
at
don't know who
length
your
at my
sources
show.
are. Fine, okay. But if you think about it, Meghan hasn't really done that much wrong before. I know, I understand that you are upset about how she accused the royal family of being racist, but up until that point, she's beautiful. She dresses well. She speaks beautifully. She's come from nowhere. She's made a career for herself, and she's she's married a prince. This is a nice story. I like this
100%.
story.
And I was totally
I think
behind
it's
it.
a fake story, personally, because you mentioned how the media was against her. There was a witch hunt. I remember the media being very, very extremely nice
They were
towards
at the
her.
beginning. I do agree.
And then
But
remember when the
switched from
staff because the staff members were exposing the fact that her behavior was horrible.
Exactly.
Her childhood
What about
friends,
King
her
Charles?
childhood friends
Exactly.
also exposed
It
it.
switched-
She also
it switched
she also
because of the
switched
way
on
she
her dad
changed.
as well.
Yes.
Not only that, apparently for most of her life she wasn't even claiming the fact that she was black, but all of a sudden now she wants to be using. And this was during the rise of BLM. I'm not saying she's a horrible person or she's a witch, but I think she's someone who is an attention seeker, and
so
she
is Diana.
uses. No, what did Diana do?
She courted the media. Everyone knows that.
Diana
she
was
come
just-
out, she would come out wearing certain dresses. She was dancing with John Travolta. I'm older than you. I remember.
Okay, yeah,
She
maybe
used to
they-
love it. There was a frenzy for her. Wherever
But
she
come
went,
on,
she didn't
come
betray
on, come on.
anyone. She didn't
Diana was
betray
a
anyone.
19-year-old
So
virgin
did
when she entered the
Diana-
royal family.
did Diana have an
was
affair?
a twisted. Meghan was a twisted.
I'm gonna make a point. One last point.
aging
One last point.
actress.
One last point. Did Princess Diana have an affair behind Prince Charles's back?
Yes.
As Meghan. She's a better wife,
Don't
maybe.
know. I don't know.
I think she's nice. I think she's
I don't
okay. I can
know.
understand why she rubs people up the wrong way. She's like an LA actress and she's super woke, and I get it. But I just think she's not this
Do you think?
bad person that everyone's making
Yeah,
out.
do
I don't
she-
think she's evil. I think
Oh, I
she's just
do.
desperate for fame, just
Oh,
like
I
every
do.
other person
I think
in
she's very
Hollywood.
evil.
But people used to say that about Princess Diana.
Kezia,
you know?
do you think she fell in love with Prince Harry?
I can't say. I don't know what's in the hearts of people.
Do you
Possibly.
think she loves him for him?
I don't know. Did Fergie fall in love with Andrew?
Well, I don't know. I doubt it.
I'm telling you, as a woman, when a prince asks you out, you say yes.
Okay.
So-
So she did it. She did it for the fame and the money.
No, I think no. No, I'm telling you because I used
Not
to be
for
a
the
dating
love.
coach because someone with that kind of status becomes attractive. So Prince Harry could footballers can choose who they want. Also, ugly, not ugly, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Women are very attracted to status,
Yeah.
and being the Prince of England,
Yeah. So she doesn't really love him. I'm glad we agreed
I
on
did
that.
not say
But
that.
look, we're actually continuing this discussion because at number 12 on our worst of 2025, we have Meghan's possibly sickest stunt to date, although I have to say there is a lot to compete with. Here she is in Paris earlier this year, traveling back from a Balenciaga fashion show, recording a video of herself in the back of the car with her feet up while driving right near the tunnel on a Saturday night in Paris, where Princess Diana was killed in a very obvious attempt to terrorize her husband. Watch. This video, designed to mentally torture her husband as she drove near the scene of his mother's death, proves categorically we are dealing with a deeply twisted and troubled individual. And just look at Meghan's face. When one of the photographers outside the hotel mentioned security, knowing full well the game she was playing, she was not happy to be rumbled at all.
Meghan, security, what you doing, security? Thank you so much, Meghan.
If looks could kill. Now, Base, this was Saturday night in Paris. Everyone knows Diana died on a Saturday night in Paris on the tunnel in the back of a car. I've got a lot of theories about this one. I think Meghan was hoping that she was going to be followed by a whole load of paparazzis. That didn't work, so instead she pulled the stunt in the back of a car. But either way, she knows how traumatized her husband is by his mother's death, right? Why the hell would you even do that? Like, why the hell would you be driving around at high speeds on a Saturday night? It's twisted.
I know there's some people out there who love Meghan, but how many coincidences? How many? There's just one too many where she does things that goes against protocol and that goes against common sense. And yes, we can sit here and say maybe she wasn't aware. If you wasn't aware, maybe you're not even aware of how Diana died. And that's very, very weird considering the fact that your husband is still traumatized by that. Second of all, she came back from a Balenciaga fashion show. Are you guys aware of Balenciaga?
yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I
Oh,
believe
I
it was 2
remember.
years ago. There was an advert, and in the advert behind, they had a book which showed like a law that was passed in the USA, basically legalizing paedophilia. Do you know how much
And that was a
attention?
child, and it was
Exactly.
using children in that campaign.
Exactly. Do you know
and
how much
sexually using them.
exactly? And they had like these sex, I don't know what you call it, but do you know how much attention to detail goes to an advert? And yet they allowed a sheet of paper that showed a law that legalizes child pedophilia, and yet she's going to the fashion show, but her and her husband, they're going to try open their mouth and talk about how we need to protect children. Too many coincidences. And again, I would respect Meghan more if she was just a Kim Kardashian who just
Totally,
openly
just
said,
own
I want to
it.
be famous.
Just
I just want to be
own
famous. I
it.
want to be seen. But she's not. She's trying so hard to be this, I'm so gracious and I'm such a victim. And no, you're not. You're not.